mock video or do a little mock training camp battle. Who is going to win the, open receiver spot for the Lions? They chose to keep it in-house. As of right now, it seemed like Brandon Ayuk, Mike just sent me the message that Brandon Ayuk, excuse me, my lips dry. He sat down with 49ers, requested a trade. He looking for a whole bunch of money that I really don't think he worth. To be honest, I don't think he'll fit here. I mean, T. Higgins decided to play on the franchise deal. I think he'd be a more ideal fit, a big physical receiver that can get down the field and make it happen in the air. But the Lions are choosing to go in-house, and it's between Jameson Williams, Khalif Raymond, Antoine Green, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. So, for the most part, if you don't know how the Lions operate, for the most part, St.Brown and Laporta are their number 1 and 2 passing options, okay? St.Brown primarily works out the slot. His next thing to do is to be a primary outside receiver. But for the betterment of the offense, him working out the slot right now, moving around. Laporta, he do his thing at tight end. He'll move around the formation, backfield, slot, whatever. So, in reality, they're looking for 2 receivers to occupy the outside. You know what I'm saying? So, basically the main one they're looking for is to fill the number 1 spot. Like, the technical term of it is the number 1 spot. It's still some good. So, the technical receipt, it's the number 1 spot. But the number 1 and 2 options is Laporta or Amon-Ra and Laporta. But as far as the Z and X, the number 1 receiver, that's what they're looking for. And the guy that closely resembles the number 1 receiver attributes or physical attributes is Josh Reynolds is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Donovan Peoples-Jones. 6'3", physical, athletic, can run down the field. He's the one that kind of reminds you of Josh Reynolds. I don't think he has a sharp, I don't want to say sharp. I think he's physically more gifted than Josh Reynolds. I think Josh Reynolds is more durable and more consistent. But what he gives as far as explosiveness and his versatility in the return game is what you're looking for. So what closely resembles to what Josh Reynolds can do is Donovan Peoples-Jones in the physical department. Now, you start talking about Khalif Raymond. He started some games, especially when he first got to Detroit, when the Holmes and Campbell regime got here. He started some games on the outside, more of a slot, gadget guy, return guy. Also, Donovan Peoples-Jones can return the football as well in the return game. So, he's more of an inside guy. Antoine Green is somebody who Brad Holmes spoke on 97.1 The Ticket. He spoke about how the coaches and people inside the building like the development of him, and that might be one of the reasons why he was active all last year. They like the way that he's rising and he's developing and what they're seeing on a day-to-day basis. He's one of them other guys that is very, 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 very explosive, good size. When the ball in his hand, it's nice to watch. Fast guy. So, what he can do. And then you got Jameson Williams, who had the leg injury, the ACL injury, didn't play a ton of college football, but when he did go to Alabama, he looked like a problem. A lot of speed, a little bit different from Donovan Peoples-Jones. Not as physically imposing as Donovan Peoples-Jones, but he can do anything. He can, go up there and high point it and be aggressive and catch the ball. He can get down the field. You can give it to him on end arounds. The only thing that's missing is his ability to go over the middle and make those tough catches. But then again, that's why you got Laporta, St.Brown to make those tough catches. So he's had an issue with slants even in OTAs. He dropped the slant. In mini camp OTAs, he dropped the slant that somebody wrote about, and that's a different type of football. Physically, he ain't built to go over the middle. St.Brown is physically built to go over the middle. When you got a guy that's built like Calvin Johnson or Randy Moss, they don't historically go over the middle. Too much leg to hit, too much torso to hit. But Calvin will go over the middle, T.O. will go over the middle, Fitzgerald will go over the middle. So there's really a mindset. But in reality, a lot of the bigger receivers don't last in the game because they got a lot of body to hit. That's where being a smaller receiver benefits them. But it's going to be interesting because honestly, who's going to win that spot on the outside? And Donovan Peoples-Jones had some success in this league in Cleveland, on the outside, making some big plays down the field. We know about his potential coming out of Cass and at Michigan. He had a lot of potential. That dude Nico Collins just showed up in Houston last year, finally got a quarterback. So I think Donovan Peoples-Jones, if he stay healthy, he's going to get a spot out there. But also, how much has Antoine Green grown? How much has Jameson Williams grown? So to me, this race is going to be very, very interesting. Now, from a talent standpoint of view, Jameson Williams is the guy. From a talent standpoint of view, absolutely. But they ain't going to just hand it to him. The last year, he started to get his feet wet. He started in that NFC Championship game. He started to get loose as a goose. He started to play well. That Denver game, he started to show out. So, really, I just think it's really drawing up a game plan. And that's their biggest Achilles heel, to be honest. Is they passing game inside of the hashes. Outside of the inside of the hashes, that makes sense. Outside of just doing it inside the hashes, what can they do outside the numbers? And I think if you get some growth from Jameson Williams, and hopefully they all stay healthy, Antoine Green and Donovan Peoples-Jones, they possess something that in the past Khalif hasn't really possessed, and Josh didn't possess. That's raw speed. All of them can run. All of them is elite athletes. So stretching the field is not going to be a problem. Health is going to continue to be a problem, and consistency catching the ball for J-Mo. If J-Mo can consistently catch that ball, it's going to be over with. So really, I think J-Mo and Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to be your primary 1 and 2 receivers outside of 1 and 2 options outside of Laporta and without St.Brown. You probably say, oh, they're going to hedge their bets. They should go out there and get somebody. The reason they're not going to go out there and get somebody else is because they got a plethora of options. They're going to take another step forward. Jahmyr Gibbs out the backfield catching the football. I think also you see Montgomery get a little bit of opportunities there. And one thing that nobody talking about is how great the tight end room is. The same Gestra can come back off the injury. He's a great receiving option. Outside, inside, athletic. Brock Wright blocking, catching the ball. We've seen what he did in the Jets game. He wasn't so healthy last year. They brought him back. San Francisco tried to get him. Obviously, you got Laporta. James Mitchell's a good athlete. Hopefully, he can put it together. So they got a bunch of options. But if you don't feel comfortable with what you got in the receiver room, I feel like it is sooner than later to go get options. So might as well knock it out now so they can form that rapport, hit the ground running. But Brad Holmes said they feel really good about the 4 guys that they're gonna run with. Don't forget they got the kid out of Eastern Michigan on the practice squad, a couple receivers in the practice squad. So if I had to be a betting man, J-Mo and Donovan Peoples-Jones is gonna preoccupy those spots. But don't sleep on Antoine Green either. But hey, appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop video. Peace.